Thankful Thursday.
Thankful Thursday. Hello, how are you? This is Yoga to Transform, and I'm Audrey.
And I'm Christina.
And we're so pleased that you've joined us today on our YouTube channel or in maybe our Facebook group or on Instagram.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. And today we're talking about pranayama and the breath.
So, such an important topic, isn't it?
It is. And pranayama, it's funny because when most people think about yoga, they think about the asana.
Which means the movements,
the
doesn't
movement,
it?
yes.
Just in case you're not a full-fledged yogi yet, I'm sure you will be.
The pranayama seems to have been really the precursor to the movement. So people were practicing the pranayama and the meditation, and then we added in the movement. So it's super powerful in terms of what it can do.
And the biology behind your breath is so important. I mean, we kind of think, oh, well, we breathe because we wouldn't be alive otherwise. But actually, there's quite a bit to it, really, isn't there?
There's a huge amount to it. And just in case you're wondering, what is pranayama?
Oh, good start.
Yeah. Should we start there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because we're talking about the breath, pranayama and the breath, but pranayama is prana. And prana in Sanskrit means vital energy or life force.
Right.
So what we're really talking about is your life force and your vitality.
Okay, and so that happens through the breath.
Correct.
Yeah, so the flow of your breath helps move your vitality and improve your vitality and living quality.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So
Great.
yeah, so the flow of your breath helps your vitality, and this is where the two come together, isn't it? Because life force, breath, and then the yama is that practice. Like, what are the practices or the rituals that you can do around increasing and harnessing your life force? And if you are quite yoga geeky, then there's a whole lot of stories, books about Indian yogis from many, many years ago, and I'm sure they're still doing it now, that have used their prana and their breath to do things like stay warm in sub-zero temperatures for very long times.
Yeah, and even chappies like Wim Hof, he's using that as well. You might have seen him. He's the crazy Scandinavian guy who advocates jumping into freezing cold rivers and baths and things like that. But the bit that people sometimes forget about that is actually he's done a serious amount of particular type of breathing before he does that. So that he's warming up his core. He knows that if he breathes in these particular ways, he's going to stay warm, and that the external part of his body can tolerate these extreme colds.
Absolutely, and actually the breathing practices he's doing are traditional yogic breathing practices. So
yeah, exactly.
And he's teaching. He takes the pranayama practice into a completely different context, and it's great because there's a whole lot of burly men jumping in ice baths, sitting there for an hour.
Doesn't sound like my cup of tea.
No.
So one of the things that I noticed when I first started doing yoga was actually we think that if we're going to breathe in and out of our noses, which is often advocated, that we're usually breathing equally left nostril, right nostril. But actually during the day, our breath takes on different qualities and we use our nostrils differently.
We do.
So one of the practices that you might have come across in yoga is now I can't. How do you say that? Nadis. Nadis Shodhana, which is single nostril breathing.
Or alternate nostril
breathing.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So that kind of develops the breath to be equal for that particular time, isn't it? Because generally when we're working during the day, and even if you just take a moment now to have a sit and listen to your own breath and notice where it's going, you might find that there's one nostril that's being used more for your breath at the moment than another.
Correct. And the nostrils are linked to they're called Nadis, and there's three main Nadis that run up. So that when you close off your left nostril and breathe in through your right nostril, and I'm not going to get the right Ingala or Pingala, Ida or Pingala.
Ida and Pingala, that's right.
I'm not going to get the sides right, but the right nostril is more about activation and being active. So you'll notice that it will be when you're 10 o'clock in the morning and you're most full of life and energy. And then the left nostril is about slowing down and winding down. So
winding down.
Yeah. And it's funny, I'm closing the wrong nostrils as I was telling this story. But so as you activate, the left nostril comes more active when it's sleeping time and waking up time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So the alternate nostril breathing helps balance both sides of the breathing so they're equal, but also calm and soothe the mind.
Right.
Yeah.
And so do look out for us on YouTube in the next couple of weeks, because actually we're going to be doing some practices of breathing and some yoga practices using the breath to help us into different poses, different asana.
And help us into different states of mind. Because I think that's there's a whole lot of research around breathing practice. Actually, let's try this, shall we?
Okay, let's do it. Do some.
Yeah,
You ready?
A breathing practice that can be used to calm anxiety, mental health, depression, all of that. So should we just try?
Actually, let's do some.
Sitting for about 2 minutes and lengthening our inhalation and our exhalation.
Okay, then. Yeah. Let's take that time. You ready? We? Just place your feet firmly somewhere on the floor or on a stool or something, and get comfortable. Sitting up reasonably straight, letting the shoulders relax away from your ears. And then just start to breathe in through your nostrils, inhaling deeply all the way down to your belly. Let's count to 4, shall we? 2, 3, 4. And then exhaling out your nostril for a count of 4 as well. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhaling for 4. Exhale for 4. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling. Exhale. Last time. And exhaling. How do you feel? Just reminds me of, I hope you join us on our satsangs, which are the Thursday yoga chats, but technology and us is not always going that well, and often you'll see us when we first start that we're quite in a hyped state because we've made it, we've got online, we're kind of giggling. And we're quite excited. Really. Yeah, we really love having the yoga chats, and so pleased that you're there. But then we do that too, and it's quite centering, isn't it? It really is centering and grounding. But if you feel, I can feel it actually making my heart. I don't know whether it's beating slower. I didn't check beforehand, but I feel quite settled. Yeah, and it's interesting because we only did that for 60 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. How settling that is. So even just pausing and lengthening your inhalation and deepening the inhalation and the exhalation and breathing through your nose can slow down your heart rate, improve your metabolism, calm and still your mind, reduce your blood pressure. Yep. Actually help in weight loss. Yep. Improve your recovery if you've been doing exercise or you've had an injury. And actually, there's another practice of pranayama where you actually are restraining the breath. So that's another way of saying you're holding your breath. And sometimes you can add in inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. It's kind of square breathing, isn't it? Square breathing. Yeah. And another one I know is that you do triangular breathing. So you inhale for 4. Hold for 4 and then breathe out for 7 and then breathe straight back in again. Yes. So that your inhale and your hold is slightly longer, but you're just not having a pause in between the exhale and the inhale. Yeah, and extending the exhalation, so going for the 7 instead of the 4 is actually incredibly calming and soothing, but there's a whole lot of research around decreasing the amount of oxygen, but we'll talk about that another day in the body. So learning to improve your breathing. So pranayama is breathing control and breathing techniques, but learning to use those can have a significant impact on your daily life. That's right. That's right. So I reckon that the next bit that you should follow is when we actually do some yoga practices using our breath.
Yes.
Maybe a meditation using our breath.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're all coming in the upcoming Thankful Thursdays, but we practice them in our satsangs, so on Thursday afternoons. Quite often I'll start one of the yoga classes that we offer with Pranayama. So this morning I started with Nadis.
Yep, that's a Saturday. We're working on Saturdays at the moment. And I will especially be doing some on the Tuesdays and Thursdays that I'm doing at the moment. So yeah.
And that's all free in our Facebook group at the moment. So it's really important that pranayama is about improving your life force. Prana means life force and vitality. You improve your life force and your vitality through learning how to harness the power of your breath, so that you're increasing your lung capacity, because most of us only use 10% of our lung capacity.
Amazing, isn't it?
I know. And we're bringing more vitality into our system, and then we actually live healthy. It's preventative, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we're providing our body with what it needs on a regular basis, and developing that system of being able to breathe well.
Yes, exactly. So if you want to be more vital and have more life force,
be brighter in the eyes, shinier in the hair,
yes,
wider in the smile, just remember to breathe well.
Exactly. Oh, thanks for joining us.
See you next time.
Namaste.
Namaste.